the words were, "Na ain't good for them." All these people we know the year word. No Duke fire, no Duke fire, no fire. Now, another place, they all burn. You just don't burn all those places when people dey. Make government not do anything for them. Oh. Make government not give them anything. Share them that they use their hand till they spoil government work. Make government not help anybody. Anybody say in the hospital, saying in property bond, now ain't good for them. And I was shocked. This was the very first time I was hearing a comment like that. Cornerstone. Very first time I was hearing a comment like that. And it got me thinking, what exactly happened? Now, turns out, in the news, all right, residents of 27 EC Road in the Rumolumeni Waterside along Iwofe Road of Obiakpo local government area of River State are now counting their losses after the fire outbreak from the site of an illegally refined petroleum product known as coal fire burned properties worth millions of naira. Now, we had a resident there who spoke and talked about properties that were destroyed. And then since the fire began after most people went out to celebrate Christmas. All right, so let's get to hear that report, shall we? Yes, we do have it. I'm going to just quickly put that up here. All right, so let's quickly get it up. All right, okay, let's put it up. Okay, here we go. This is it.
We have been shouting since 2017 about this bunkering where people live, but to no avail. In 2018, I personally went to report a situation about bunkering to the police station, but because the bunkering people, they have a union, they suppressed the issue. Just because the landlords, they collect money, they as if it does not affect them.
Let me stop you right there. Did you hear that? Did you actually hear that? The guy said there is a union. Really? They've unionized illegality. There's a union.
We have been shouting since 2017 about this bunkering where people live, but to no avail. In 2018, I personally went to report a situation about bunkering to the police station, but because the bunkering people, they have a union, they suppressed the issue. Just because the landlords, they collect money, they as if it does not affect them. 25th of December 2023, I went out to see my relatives, only for me to be on my way coming back to see that smoke was puffing out of my area. As I ran down to my house, I could not remove a single pin from my house.
That is true.
The fire was escalated by this bunkering issue.
The fire was escalated by bunkering issue. Now, remember this year and also last year, remember we had that very sad incident where about, scores of people nearing the hundreds, in River State, the boundary between River State and Owerri, right? Where the site went up in flames. The gory videos, people, burnt beyond recognition. Vehicles also burnt, to ashes. That picture went round Nigeria, if not the globe. But I was shocked yesterday. And, after that, people kept saying, oh, the government is at fault. Blah, blah, blah. Everybody is very quick to blame the government. But yesterday, they've had fires before. When these fires come down, you hear, government, come to our aid. Government, come to our aid. But the lady, who sat, because I was in front of it, I sat in the front seat. The lady and I think the gentleman behind were of the opinion that government should not come to anybody's rescue who is caught in fire accidents, illegal refining accidents. Government should not do anything. In fact, the lady says, "Now ain't good for them." My question: should victims of illegal refining accidents get aid from the government? Now, this person that you heard says he couldn't pick anything. He has reported before, but now it's happening again. Now look at what's happening. His house has been affected. He's not involved, but hey, nothing was saved. Nothing was salvaged. That's his claim. Now, hypothetically speaking, or it was stored in their neighborhood. Maybe they didn't know. But, somebody was doing the business and was storing it there. I can't believe I'm saying this, but do you think what that woman suggested is proper? For me, I think it questions our humanity. People are in need of help. But, here we are.
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info, let's talk.
All right, so we have Zion on the line. Zion is speaking to us from GRA. Zion, good morning to you, please.
Fire victims deserve compensation. They deserve all that is needed to restart and rebuild their life. To aid and support them, irrespective of where the fire comes from. It might be fire from the basin, fire from Jude, fire from wherever. Fire is fire. The truth is until you get to that point that it happens to you. Long ago, there was this man I was serving. He is my mentor, so I was serving him direct. Atilade, Upper Road. And the sun 3 matches after lighting, and it got to the rock. Then there was rock that was in oak, and smoke engulfed this house. In search to up this fire, I have no choice to go in. I met this man crying and praying, God, this is my sweat, this is my tension. Fire must. I felt that pain that day. I search for this fire with water. Where it's coming from? And we put it off. The truth is this. We should be careful with this issue of fire. If you think it's burning flat A, you don't get to flat B, you are making a mistake. This is a matamo. Just a little ignition, flat B will cut up. Flat C will cut up before you know the whole environment. So we should be careful with fire, and we should also, beside the Ministry of Special Duties, budget billions into there. If they cannot provide fire service and so on, whenever there's an issue, share the money to the people. This is Zion.
All right, thank you very much, Zion. Zion says we shouldn't, worry about that. Fire is fire, and if it affects anybody, they should get compensation. They should get help. They should get aid. All right. At Nigeria Info PH. At Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. At Nigeria Info PH. At Nigeria Info PH. All right, is where you find us on Facebook and on X. All right, we would like you to use those platforms, particularly those of you who have some data. You like to always keep abreast with the latest information. You need to follow and then interact and engage with us. All right. WhatsApp is 0809-030-6416. 0809-030-6416. We have Muriel on the line. Muriel is speaking to us from Okrika. Muriel,
right.
do you share sentiments with the lady I heard yesterday?
No, not really, dude. Dude, when you were surprised to hear that this fire that has millions. Me too, I'm so shocked as you.
Shocked.
But I believe what cannot happen in Nigeria then does not exist. But if we think the government should not come to their aid, Jude, what about the innocent ones? Because trust me, Jude, these houses that are putting, some of them are even storing this illegal products typically in the houses of other people. The landlords are not aware. So if fire engulfs the house, and what about the landlords that are very vigilant? Fire has engulfed the landlords that are accepted for these people to build their houses, then it will not transfer to the next house, the innocent landlords.
That's true. Very true.
So my question is, how do we identify the innocent ones, the ones that are not involved? Because definitely when this accident happens, it's not just the culprits, but innocent ones will be involved. So how do we distinguish between those that are not partaking of this illegal act from those that are involved, so that we can be able to provide a little support, a little help to those that are not involved? To me, that's very important. So say, government should not come. For those that did it, no problem. For those that got bored, why don't you speak
are proper. But that's the question.
So how do you protect? You see that even when you commit suicide, you want to take your life. The government is even if you attempted it, they can even arrest you because the government. The one thing is like the government is even in charge of your life. They control. They in charge. They protect you irrespective of yourself. So if you say the government will not come to their head, it's good for them. It's good for them. So who is the government job then? They are meant to protect.
Okay, all right, Mira, let's go for a break. But yeah, you get the drift, right?
You are tuned in to
Nigeria Info. We'll be right back after this. When I
from us to you and your family. I hope you're staying well, and I hope in whatever situation you are in, you make the most of it. Learn to be in the moment. Now, the moment we are in right now is the one of shock. Now, for me, that is all right. Sat down in the keke, aka tricycle. Oh, sorry, tricycle, aka keke. Last night, and I got to hear a comment that shook me to my bones. Now, my question is this: should victims of accidents caused by illegal refining activity, should they get compensation? Should they get treatment or care, whatever, from the government? Now, yesterday I heard a woman and a man who concurred or who agree within themselves that wherever this fire is, whether it causes fire, and he said no, government should not do anything, should not take them to hospital, should not give them anything, should not even refer them anywhere, that they knew what they were doing. They were in cahoots. And in fact, the woman said, get how they going to do that kind of business for my house. And I'm not going to say, I know, say they do that kind of thing. Now lie, bros, now lie. Those people, anything when they eye see, make they take them, make they not call government. Since they won't spoil government work, make government spoil their own. I was like, what? We're talking about lives here. And for whatever it is that you accuse them of doing, they are first and foremost human, and they are Nigerians like you. You could be in their position, or could you? Maybe you wouldn't. I'm not sure. And then it got even more interesting after a resident in the area in Iwofe that was affected by fire recently made this comment.
We have been shouting since 2017 about this white money. They as if it does not affect them. 25th of December 2023, I went out to see my relatives, only for me to be on my way coming back to see that smoke was puffing out of my area. As I ran down to my house, I could not remove a single pin from my house.
That is true.
The fire was escalated by this bunkering issue.
Chris is in Atlanta. Well, Chris, thank you for joining us this morning. Welcome, please.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I like the question you asked. Should government stop helping or giving aid to the victims of bunkering or something like that? Let me say this. If government do what they're supposed to do, I don't think that people will start going to fire. For example, I could remember one certain time, I used that fire one certain time to cook.
Chris, well, listen to you. Go on, please. Hello, Chris. All right. Apologies there. Chris obviously got disconnected. But we are connected to you and we are good to go. Once again, turn down the volume of your radio set. Refrain from making derogatory or defamatory comments. And please do not make inciting statements.
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info, let's talk.
Well, Perez is speaking to us from Oyigbo. Perez, good morning to you, please. Welcome to Hello Port Harcourt.
Good morning, Jude.
Good morning, Perez. Thank you very much for calling.
I really want to understand this your question. Are you saying should government compensate the illegal refiners when they have problem? Is that what they are saying? All people that are being attacked by their works, which of them?
Okay, so it's people who are affected by accidents, right? From illegal refining, right? So your question is very valid because it's very possible that the person who is the illegal refiner too will be a victim of the accident. If he has gone to collect the fire from somewhere and he catches fire, he's also a victim of the accident. If somebody was buying from his hand, I came to buy fuel, and he also gets burnt, that person is also a victim, but the person is also a Nigerian. So the question is, the woman yesterday was saying, no, anyhow, if the compound burns, they should not help anybody there. If it happens anywhere, they should not help anybody there. So once again, I'm posing that scenario to you. You asked a very valid question, but Whether the person is part of the coal fire issue or the person came to buy, let's say there's an accident, should government help any of them?
All right. I am only against legalizing illegal. If the people that refines the illegal product are being caught by that fire, I think I'm on the opinion that government shouldn't even talk to them. But people that, like, for example, most of us use it to cook, just like one of your callers said. We buy it in the market like kerosene because there is no real kerosene again. That is the only thing you see in the market. So if something of that nature happened to any person that buys from the market, not when a tanker fall and somebody go there to cook the fuel. No. It's not that. Most people will say they should have no matter how no matter how lion is hungry, he can never eat grass. So no matter how situation treats a man, he is not supposed to see a tanker guzzling fuel and he goes there to cook the fuel. So I'm on the opinion that if something of that nature happens to a person that do not know that this is bullfire, because so many of us buy it from the market, we don't know it's bullfire. There is something of that nature happen to somebody that do not know. I think government should come to the aid of that person.
Okay. Michael is on the bar road. Michael, good morning to you. We have Hyacinth in LLA. Michael, let's hear from you.
Jude.
Good morning, please.
Jude, just like the last caller said, I support that motion. You understand me? Jude, you know that these people, they have vision to at least where I am.
So we are just hearing this for the first time, that they have a union.
Jude, let me tell you, let me shock you. The chairman or the chair lady close to my the chair lady lives close to my shop. If this civil defense people come, they come to meet her. If army comes, army come to meet her. Police comes, the police come to meet her. I say she lives close to my shop. I see her every day. If I go to the market now, I will see her. To tell you that the civil defense, the army, the police, know what they are doing. The chair lady lives close to my place. And the naval checking point at the Nebe water side, they know this woman. They are conducting this illegal bunkering going on, Jude. I'm telling you. Now, to answer your question, now, if something like this happen, now, see like that young woman now, who said he went out to see the friends to come back and see smoke puffing out. Government should compensate. She's not taking time. That is like a whistleblower. It should be taken care of. But we live in a society where people like that are even attacked, insulted, you understand, called names. Just like that.
Okay.
I know what I want to say is not part of what you, but let me quickly say. A friend of mine a friend of man's friend's wife put to bed on Sunday last week. You know, we went to the hospital on Xmas Day. The primary healthcare centers were closed in town here. They were all closed. Now just imagine.
That's odd.
Someone wants to put. I'm telling you, Jude. My phone was bad. I would have snapped it. The primary health center at the church was closed. We drove that to Port Johnson. That one was also closed.
Okay.
So we are closed.
All right. But Mikey, please send us a message. Let's get to hear from Hyacinth. Oh dear, Hyacinth left the call. John is speaking to us from GR. John, good morning to you. Please welcome to Hello Port Harcourt.
Yeah, compliment
Compliments of the season to you, John.
Yeah. One thing that I want to speak about is that they say to me what we should be very careful so that those cabals do not begin to train him. And secondly, to me, if I have my way, I will continue to encourage those illegal refineries guys to continue. Because the government has failed in their responsibilities. How are these guys, a president and a local man in the bush, be able to refine fuel that the whole government cannot for over how many years? See the people we are suffering.
But you do know that there are risks involved, and this risk is what we're talking about. This accidents, you're basically saying people should continue in illegality, and when accidents and they have been occurring, and most of them have total fatalities, hundreds, 50, 60 people dying.
That is the risk involved. There is no business without risk. That is the risk. When you have accidents, you face the consequence of health. But I am telling you that those guys, if they have their way, they should continue doing this illegal refinery. Shame on to the government, who with all the resources they have could not produce 1 liter of fuel in Nigeria. Every day they keep telling lie upon lie that Port Harcourt refinery will start production in December. 1 liter they do not sell. Shame on to them. Let the guys continue. It is all our collective wealth
that's been stolen. But that's the thing, collective wealth being stolen. Yes, they'll sell you the petrol, but they're not paying taxes. They're not using the money they make to build roads and schools or provide security for you or fix power. None of that. Well, God's Power is in Ungbo. We also have Chris in the well, God's Power, let's hear from you. Good morning, please.
All right. Concerning the question.
Yes, please.
Truly speaking, government needs to really attend to this guide even right now. Yes, and I will give my reasons because, as a matter of fact, even government, they benefit from what these guys are doing. They benefited that directly or indirectly. What do I mean? Government are the ones who are supposed to provide these crude products, but these guys are now the one providing it. So they have helped the government in a way. And also, whether you like it or not, in one way or the other, these guys have also paid their tax in one way or the other. So government, they have an obligation in meeting these guys' needs. And what you need to understand, no matter how dirty the hand of your son may be, the least you would do is to wash that hand. You will not cut the hand off. So government needs to attend to them.
Okay, all right. Gospel, thank you very much. Chris is in Lela. Well, Chris, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah, like what I was saying before the network internet. You know that my mom in the rural area, in the local village, called me crying that they need to. I'm telling you, if you see the color of, there's nothing I can do. I go through all some filling stations to look for this grazing, the white one, to send to my. If it's me, I can know how to maneuver the other colored one. They say, what will I do now? I have to buy the same type of grazing to send to my mom. So government need to compensate those guys, and it's not even a question of government know what they're supposed to do. If we have grazing in the various places, like we manage to have fuel, everybody will start going to the bush. Even if they are selling it to 1 naira, you see the color of that grazing, and you see the color of the real grazing, the white grazing. So we have to recover. Nobody will start going to the bush and look for the fire guys. Who does that? You don't say, I go here now, I'm using Nokia phone. You carry iPhone. My uncle just called me and I carry iPhone, and that he said I should remove my speaker from the Nokia phone. Will I waste time?
Okay.
The problem. The government should know what they do. They should go and compensate. They should go and pay for their hospital bill and bring them.
Interesting. So, two very interesting arguments. One hand, the penultimate caller said, look, the other persons, anybody, whether the person is involved in the illegality, has one way or the other paid their dues to government, one way or the other, directly or indirectly. Now, something has been done, and what has been done is wrong. Punitive measures, yes. But should the government still come to their aid? He says yes. Because one way or the other, the government has benefited. That's one school of thought. The other one says, look, nobody should do anything. All right, nobody should do anything. You know, if people decide to take laws into their hands, to fall foul of constituted authority, then whatever they get to experience as a consequence of their actions should be borne by them and them alone. The question is, do you agree? Pick a side, shall we? 017-923-0002. 017-923-0003. 017-923-0002. 017-923-0003. All right. At Nigeria Info PH. At Nigeria Info PH. That's where you find us on Facebook and on X. It's Twitter, by the way. At Nigeria Info PH. At Nigeria Info PH is where you find. We're talking about illegal refining this morning, and looking at the accidents that very often occurs. In fact, it will interest you to note that in the course of the past year or two, since we've had reporters go out to report these things, to investigate, and sometimes some of us we get calls and we have the opportunity to speak to these people. I've heard from some of them who say, look, there are times that these things happen, the fires occur, that they don't report it, particularly in the creeks. Accidents happen, but you don't get to hear. Why? Because you can't call anybody. Ihani is speaking to us from Eche. Good morning to you, sir. Welcome.
Hello.
Good morning. Yes, we can hear you. Welcome to Hello Port Harcourt.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. G.
Good morning.
I want to react to the question you asked.
Mm-hmm.
All right. If I may ask, when you board a plane now, and in the process, let's say an accident, and people are going, maybe a rescue team, you will still board the same plane to go and find out where the accident took place.
True.
It's also a risk. The pipeline vitalization is also a risk. But they can't stop it as long as this country is confined, because the security agencies are part of it. I was into this business, but I stopped it because of what I saw in it. The high level of compromise in it is so much. Like the previous caller said, they have a union. You can't fight them. They have money. When they contribute, when they come together to make any effort. See, even when the police is against them, they can recruit people that will stand for them. Nobody can fight them. They have money to fight anything.
How can you say How can you say nobody can fight them?
All righteousness.
Are you saying? Are you saying that you don't believe that the governments to break this, hegemony, this cabal, of people? Is that what you're saying? You believe that?
In the next 50 years, this thing you're talking about is still in progress. Even it will be modernized more. I am telling you.
All right, thank you very much. It's interesting views that people have on this matter. Get the WhatsApp now, shall we? 0809-030-6416. 0809-030-6416. I've said that and I will have to repeat it again. Please do not call the WhatsApp number. Text from Oyigbo says, I agree partially with those passengers in that government should treat the injured survivors, but the treatment is making them fit enough to face trial. I believe attempted suicide is a crime. Getting involved in that business, residing close to an illegal refinery site, which means you are benefiting from lowered prices, or even scooping spilled petroleum products from burst pipes or falling tankers, is attempting suicide. As such, these survivors should face charges of attempted suicide. What made that man to remain there? Hasn't that man complained, seen on social media, or listened to radio long enough to know that all illegal refining sites are accidents waiting to happen? I can imagine that the produce were cheaper in that area, since transportation cost isn't factored into the cost. So who knows if that was the incentive he had to remain there. Government should stop pampering criminality. Text in Oyigbo. All right, Frank here says, good morning. I am in total support of the government helping those who are victims of fires, whether they are from both fire or electrical fire. I think it's government's responsibility. If not for anything, it should be that after they fought to get into those positions, this is the least that they can do. Help people who have suffered accidents, of whether it was their cause or not their cause. The government should be there to help them. That way, we can now see that the government has a human face. A human face, he says. But, Tech says, look, government should not, pamper criminality. The fight is ongoing. Was that 3 weeks ago or earlier on in November, October, when we had that conversation about, the government fighting, and destroying illegal refining sites, bombs, and we're talking about how the people in those areas who get to feel the direct impact of the fight against illegal refining are coping. a lot more is desired. How it will materialize to that, as it were, El Dorado that we all crave for, only heavens know. But the thief, the brigand, the criminal, the corrupt police officer, the corrupt lady at the bank, the corrupt lady at the Federal Road Safety Corps, the corrupt lady, at the customs office, the corrupt policeman at the junction, your lecturer uncle, your lecturer auntie who collects bribe, they are all human. They are all Nigerians. And that means if they can do it, you can do it. And even if you're not doing it, even if I am not doing it, I am feeling the effect of it. And so we need to look for more constructive ways to solving these problems. I'm not saying we should be given a pat on the back and say, oh, great job. No. But, yeah, something else needs to be done. Jude, do you know that both the Agboros on the road and many other people doing some illegal jobs pay homage? We say homage, right? To some Nigerian securities? Chris, with that comment. Once again, the culpability of the security forces. It's not just a Nigerian thing, I have to say. It happens all over the world. Anyway, we'll park our bus here and let you be reminded that the sunny side of conversations will come up your way after the news, which is in about 6 minutes time. And then we get to hear what will happen or what might happen later on today when Arsenal will be trying to get back to the top of the table. Liverpool sit nice and pretty at the moment. Manchester United coming through from 2 goals down against Aston Villa, who are the informed team, and salvaging a point. Getting the victory, I beg your pardon. But the story of the night yesterday has to be Rasmus Højlund, who scored his very first goal. Great times, right? What a way to end the season and the year. The year, not the season. More to come right here, 92.3 Nigeria Info. Good morning.
Nigeria Info. We'll be right back.